Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So we got the Daylight Savings version of the weekly reset today, and this week in Warframe. We go over the entire weekly reset and what you can expect as a Warframe player this week. There's not a ton of new stuff going on this week, but we do have those Umbra Forma and Normal Forma alerts that will be going for the next 2 weeks-ish. So let's get right into what we have. Before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, discussion videos, news videos, all that kind of stuff. The right place for Warframe content. And yeah, we are also streaming live on Twitch right now, so if you want to come stop at the live stream channel, you can hop on some of these missions, maybe. Alright, starting off with the first weekly reset item, we got the Shotgun Riven mod for 75 steel essence. There is no word of infested Lich shotguns, but maybe, since there's no actual normal shotguns announced, there might be a new infested Lich shotgun. Besides that, yeah. You got Quasis and Trumna on the way on the 13th of November, but that is not this week, that is next week, so yeah. Maybe go for like melee ribbons and rifle ribbons instead of shotgun ribbons right now. Moving on to the Dormizone. I did actually get some questions on the previous video about why are you saying to get Oricon reactors and catalysts from the Dormizone? Why are you suggesting that? Nightwave credits are easier. Because Nightwave credits have a limited amount you can get, and also the Nightwave credits amount to buy those reactors and catalysts is kind of high compared to how many Pathos clamps you need for getting them here. So, and also, don't forget, once you run out of Nightwave credits, if you're spending them all on Oricon reactors, you might need to get some more after that. This is another option to get those. So, yeah, I don't recommend people get reactors and catalysts from Nightwave, but if you're really desperate and you have a lot of Nightwave credits, it can be an option, technically. Alright, so let's see if we got anything decent worth checking out here. Looks like no. We do have a companion Riven mod over here at our Archides for 20 Pathos clamps. So if you want to go do a couple Aura Worm fights, get these Pathos clamps, maybe do some Duviri portals, easy companion Riven mod, maybe a Verglas Riven, maybe a Sweeper Riven, who knows. But hopefully it's a Verglas Riven because it's still the most valuable one. The other options here, you got Rifle Riven, Pistol Riven, Kuva, and a Forma Blueprint. So yeah, the main thing you'd want here is probably going to be that companion Riven mod, as those really require Samaris rep to get, usually. So that's that. Let's move on to the EDA and things like that on the Cavia. Yeah, so as I said earlier, guys, there's not a ton of new stuff this specific week in Warframe. There's going to be Xaku Prime in 2 weeks. But this week is pretty much just, you can go do those alerts. There will be new alerts. You can go watch my video from like yesterday if you want to check that out. There will be a bunch of alerts going on throughout the month of November for free things such as guaranteed Tau Archon shards and that Umbra form that's currently active right now. Besides that, get your Xaku Prime prep. Garuda and Korra Prime Resurgence is also available right now. If you like these blood spikes I've got on my Chroma right now, that's going to be the same kind of thing you can get from that Garuda Prime accessories. And yeah, there will also be a new Profit Taker guide probably this week as well with the new meta. Okay, so we have the boss fight back for the EDA. So it looks like, there you go, the impossible boss fight is back. Time to cry, or time to get good, whatever happens first. But as far as which mission types you got and which modifiers you got Exterminate, Disruption, and Assassination. And as far as the modifiers for all of these, keep in mind, the last modifier is only on the Elite Deep Archimedian, not the normal Deep Archimedian. So, if you only have 2 modifiers, that's because you don't have the Elite Deep Archimedian activated. But we're going to go over the Elite Deep Archimedian either way. So, first modifier on the Exterminate mission is going to be Fissure Cascade. Fissures will open up in the mission, causing enemies to increase in level 1 every 10 seconds. Destroy those fissures to make the level stop increasing. To be honest, it's a totally free modifier. Don't worry too much about it. The next modifier, Bolstered Belligerence. All enemies have Overguard equal to 50% of their maximum health. So they're a little bit more tanky, and they're leveling up. And the final modifier, enemies will only take damage if there's a player within 15 meters of them. So that's a pretty free modifier, I'd say. So a very, very easy first Exterminate mission. Second mission, Disruption. I'm starting to see some of the bad stuff here. We got the first modifier of the Disruption, Unified Purpose. Enemies can target and destroy the conduits. So, yikes. That means those little things that you activate to have the Demolist appear, those can be attacked and destroyed just like an ally. So, you might want to have one person sitting back to protect it, because remember, too, if all 4 of them get destroyed, you actually fail the Disruption. Disruption is technically failable if you lose all 4 of the conduits. So, be really careful about that. At least protect 1 or 2 of them so you don't fail the entire thing altogether. So, a very annoying modifier there. Second one, Devil's Bargain. Allies within 4 meters of a dead enemy will have increased fire rate and reduced ammo efficiency. So you will lose all your ammo very quickly if you're near a dead enemy, and there will probably be lots of dead enemies here. And another one that's actually really annoying for your EDA is the post-mortal surges. Slight enemies explode with void energy. Okay, this combo right here is pretty annoying, okay? Be very, very careful on this one, because post-mortal surges can deal 5,000 damage at times per explosion. So do not kill enemies nearby the conduit if you can prevent it, because they will explode on the conduit and your conduit's dead. So, yeah. Be really, really careful about killing enemies nearby the conduit, because you might be the one getting it destroyed, to be honest. And for the final mission is the Assassination Eyeball Boss. So you've got modifiers of Coordinated Assault, Coordinated Front. Xmas units support the Fragmented Tide in its final form. So you got lots of Xmas in that final room. Like, you're basically in a pit with the boss. There'll be tons of Xmas all around you, too. So that sounds like a good time. Second modifier, House of Regeneration. Enemies will slowly regenerate health. I don't think that works on the boss. That would be kind of annoying because he's got damage attenuation. But yeah, the Xmas should be healing all the time. And oh man, they threw in the evil modifier here. You got Vampire Limitless as your final modifier for the boss fight. You have these little like shadow monster things chasing you around. They will drain your health and energy pretty quick. So, and additionally too, they will get they can. I'm not saying it's going to happen. They can get locked in the boss room with you. So you'll be dodging these that will be constantly draining your health. They're also invincible, and you're gonna have Xmas units all around you. Yikes. That sounds pretty annoying, to be honest. So, hopefully you got good frames to deal with this, because that is a kind of annoying combination of modifiers. Now, you used to be able to lock them outside the boss room, but I think they actually patched that out. So, but basically what you would do, you would bait the Limitless away from the boss room, and then you'd activate the boss room, and the Limitless are like 2 rooms away. They would be like stuck outside the boss arena. So, that might still work, but it might not work. So, good luck with that one. As far as your personal modifiers, you got gear embargo, so no energy pads, no crew members, none of that stuff. Untreatable. Pickups do not heal, and health orbs cannot be picked up. Yikes. So, for this mission, those guys, if you get drained by a Limitless, you have to find some other way to heal. I'd recommend things like Bolt Reconstruct Arcane. Energy exhaustion. Lose 2 energy per second for each enemy within 10 meters of you. That's a pretty rough one for that final mission, because you're going to be stuck in the boss room with all those enemies, and you're also be having your energy being constantly drained. And for the final modifier, Lethargic Shields. Shield regeneration delay increased by 500%. So you're basically... Don't count your shields regenerating normally. Get things like brief respite to make those shields come back quicker. So, yeah, definitely a pretty annoying EDA, all things considered. You got modifiers that are going to be constantly attacking you. You have the conduits to defend, and also the enemies will explode, so you might accidentally blow up your own conduit. And at least the Exterminate mission is pretty free. So, yeah, good luck with that one, guys. Yeah, hopefully you got some good choices on this stuff as far as what I've got here. Looks pretty powerful, actually. Latron, Lado, and Stropha. So 2 Incarnons. I should be pretty much set on the damage front to survive. So that's be your Elite Deep Archimedea, a great place to get Tau Shards. And now for Bird 3, this is an extra extra normal shard per week. This can never be a Tau Shard. So for 30,000 reputation, you could buy Bird 3 Shard. And this week is a yellow Amber Shard, giving things like casting speed. So yeah, pretty good stuff there. At least it'll be a somewhat engaging mission. And yeah, like I said, since we are on daylight savings time, it's going to be a little bit earlier when these resets happen. This should be the normal time going forward, too. All right, moving on to the Archon Hunt and Duviri and all that. For the Archon Hunt, we've got the red Archon shard for the Wolf Archon. Mission types being Spy, Defense, and the final boss showdown. So, good luck with that. I've actually got a Lich on Mars right now, so it actually might steal my shard, funny enough. Moving on to Duviri. For normal frames, you got Ash normal, Frost normal, and Nyx normal. I'd say go for Ash here. He's definitely the more annoying ones to farm. Frost comes from an easy boss fight, and so does Nyx. Nyx comes from what is he calling it? Forid boss fight invasion, and then Frost, I believe, comes from I think Frost comes from the hammer guy. I can't remember what his name is. Lech Krill, I want to say that Frost drops from him. And for Ash, I believe he comes from Railjack now, so definitely not the best place to farm a new frame. I'd say pick Ash, and you can thank me later. Got a not great Helminth. None of them really have the best Helminth, to be honest, but yeah. Either way, that's probably the best one to pick. As far as the Incarnons in the circuit, you've got some extremely powerful Incarnons this week. Some of the best Incarnons in the whole game, actually. And we'll talk about those here. Right after I remind everyone that if you have not played in a while, you can get things like Kuva and Riven instead of Incarnons if you already have all this stuff. But yeah, we got the Lex Incarnon, the Magistar Incarnon, the Boltor Incarnon, the Bronco Incarnon, and the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon. Now, as far as what each of these do and which one's the best, the Lex Incarnon is a highly crit-focused pistol that when it enters the Incarnon form after some headshots, it becomes a gigantic, like, Archiplasm or hallway-clearing shot. Also, it's got a built-in impact proc on that super shot, which means you could do a thing like with the Hemorrhage mod to make very highly weighted slash proc, or highly likely slash procs on these shots. Additionally, for a full corrosive build, this thing is amazing at one-shotting acolytes. If you have been like, hey, I need a secondary that kills acolytes really easily, this is one of the best options you could possibly get. So, recommend the Lex Prime Incarnon, and as far as the top-tier options, you got Critical Parallel, giving you increased crit chance and crit damage. So, really good stuff there. The other stuff, I don't really worry about the other perks that much, but yeah, they're still pretty good too. Hoplite Virtue giving a bunch of extra base damage on shield break. And since we can easily shield gate in this game, it's a very, very strong pistol. Magistar Incarnon. Now, go ahead and just pick this one right now, okay? Just go ahead and pick it. It is the best option this week, and I'd recommend using it on the Magistar Normal. Why am I recommending this thing so highly? Well, it hits really hard, first off, but as far as the Incarnon perks, you could get a increased slam radius on this with Seismic Slam, making the slam radius of this weapon extremely large. And with all these crit buffs we can throw on here, we're doing like hundreds of millions of red crit damage in a massive AoE. You need to get this thing for sure. You can use it on the Sanctity Magistar, but no, use it on the Magistar Normal because the crit perks are heavily increased on the Magistar Normal. Additionally, this could be a great, amazing stat stick for Korra because of Critical Parallel giving crit chance and crit damage. That works on Korra's Whip Claw, okay? So get this thing for sure. You could thank me later. And then, yeah, I have some Slam Attack Magistar videos on the channel if you want to check those out. It's very good. I use this on a near daily basis. If you want an easy Steel Path clearer, this can one-shot an Acolyte, this can one-shot an entire room of enemies, basically, and that's pretty good. So, yeah, Magistar number 1. Got the Boltor Incarnon. What that one's going to do is once you get some headshots, you become the Boltor Incarnon form. It has a multi-shot slash-focused rifle. A full-auto multi-shot slash-focused rifle at that. It's actually pretty good. That being said, though, we have some very high-tier weapons this week, so this will be a lower-tier recommendation for sure. I'd say this is probably like this is definitely 4th place. After the Magistar, Ceramic Dagger, and Lex. This is still really good, though. So Slash-Focused Rifle can get some good punch through if you have high armor with the Hunter's Mantra perk, or you could get things like Critical Chance Increase or Status Chance Increase. It's got good stats all around, just not the most high-tier weapon in the whole game. Just pretty good, basically. So if you want a new rifle, try it out. It's like a nail gun, basically. I'd recommend the Boltor Prime. The Telos Boltor used to have a glitch where it was a lot stronger, but that glitch got fixed. Bronco Incarnon, definitely underrated. Very underrated Incarnon, but it's, again, not meta. One of these other ones are meta, basically. So the Bronco Incarnon, after some headshots, gets increased range, and it gets built-in ricochet, so it will basically chain to nearby enemies. There's a mod for the Bronco called Dizzying Rounds that enables enemies for finishers once you hit them with it, and that's going to work with the Incarnon shots. You'll have AoE finisher priming, basically. That being said, though, it can be used for damage as well. I've used this with Ash to one-shot level 10,000 enemies very easily because it's so impact-focused. Like I said earlier, the Hemorrhage mod can make pistols with impact procs get slash procs instead. That works great on this thing because it has so much impact and so much status chance. So, a decent option, but it's very clunky feeling. It has bad recoil. It's got bad magazine. It's not popular for a reason, but I still think it's better than people give it credit for. So, yeah, probably like the lowest recommendation this week, though, unfortunately, even though I do like it. And for the final one, the Ceramic Dagger Incarnon. Now, this thing used to be a lot more highly regarded, but they have actually since changed one of these perks. Gun and Blade used to work on secondary kills or primary kills, which made it very good for Mesa, because Mesa's Exalted Pistols used to work with this Gun and Blade perk to give you 100 initial combo really, really easily. They made that no longer work on secondaries. It works on only primaries now. So unless you're getting 100 primary kills with Mesa, it is not very good for her. I'd recommend the Fear Axe over the Ceramic Dagger for Mesa nowadays. That being said, it's still a really good stat stick for frames like Korra or frames like Gara or Atlas, whoever basically, because you get that easy initial combo after 100 primary kills. If you're okay with using a primary, that is, you can get big increases the crit chance or status chance on this thing. And also the Incarnon form launches Spectral Daggers and Heavy Attack. Those are pretty good Spectral Daggers, so still a very, very strong option. But I'd probably put it below the Lex after that nerf, personally. So, as far as the overall recommendations this week, you got the Magistar as the easy number 1, and the number 2 is going to be either the Lex Incarnon for an extremely good pistol for killing Acolytes and Steel Path enemies, or if you want another stat stick option, the Ceramic Dagger is a good stat stick and a good, like, heavy attack normal weapon. But that being said, I don't usually go for 2 of the same weapon type in a week, so yeah, I'd say go for Magistar and Lex. And if you already have the Magistar or the Lex, go for Ceramic Dagger and Boltor is your number 3 and number 4, and the Bronco is like a collector's item at best. Like, again, I use it sometimes, but it's really not a heavily used weapon. So yeah, Magistar and Lex. Moving on to the Nightwave challenge, let's see what we got. Keep in mind that the Nightwave is going to be here for a long time. There's really no rush to knock these out, but if you do knock the Nightwave challenges, here's what you got this week. First, weekly is going to be now boarding. Complete 3 different K-Drive races in the Orb Ballast or the Cambion Drift. That sounds really worth, doesn't it? Moving on to the next one, Supporter. Complete 5 Syndicate missions. Okay? Pretty straightforward there. First, Elite Weekly. We got Ascended. Complete 4 Halls of Ascension on Lua. These basically, you need to know what to look for when you're going for these Halls of Ascension. There's lots of them when you're running through these Lua missions, but if you don't know what to look for, you might just jump right past it. So there's a bunch of like little puzzles on Lua. I'd recommend going for some like YouTube guides on that one. But either way, yeah. Get 4 Halls of Ascension on Lua, you get a guaranteed drift mod, and you get your challenge done. So good luck with that one. What do they recommend here? Halls of Ascension are often found as rooms or optional feats. So basically exactly what I said. So yeah, I'd recommend looking up a guide for that one. And the second Elite Weekly is going to be Survival. Complete a 20-minute survival mission at least. And you get your permanent weeklies here. Aximus Eliminator, complete 15 missions, and not a warning shot. So kind of an annoying Nightwave week, honestly. Let's see what we got for the Nightwave Creds store here. So again, as stated earlier in the video, 75 Nora creds for 1 Catalyst is kind of steep. Like, I've only got 130 right now. Look at how much Nightane you get for that. You get 15 Nightane, or sorry, you get 5 Nightane for 15 Nora creds. That's a lot better value, because this is only just 20 plat. If you want to use your Nora creds for stuff here, I'd recommend getting aura mods to sell to people, and buy these with plat instead. That's what I'd recommend personally, so. Got all your Helminth and stuff here, so if anything looks good to you, remember Xaku probably on November 13th, so maybe don't get that Xaku helmet, because there's a new Xaku helmet on the way. Atomo Solstice can look pretty good. For Nightwave mods, we've got Deadly Maneuvers for the Magnus, Wild Frenzy for the Gracada, Bursting Master Mutilus Quanta, and Exposing Harpoon for the Harpack. I wouldn't really say you need any of these, but Deadly Maneuvers for the Magnus can be kind of nice. For your Aura mods, you got Energy Siphon, Deadeye, and Steel Charge. Steel Charge is great, Energy Siphon's great, Deadeye is not as needed. So if you want to get any of these mods this week, I'd say maybe get Energy Siphon and Steel Charge. That also goes for selling to other players, too. Okay, so it looks like we got... we got Prism Guard here, that's great. But yeah, as far as Mastery Fire, you got the Heat Dagger Blueprint, the Dark Sword Blueprint, and the Plasma Sword Blueprint. Those are going to be hard to obtain unless you get them here, so if you want that Mastery, go ahead and grab it. As far as your Conclave mod, you got Double Tap the Latron, which does work with the Incarnon as well, so pretty good damage there if you hit consecutive shots. Purging Slash for Excal, Singularity for Nyx, and it's Prism Guard for Mirage. Now, Prism Guard for Mirage is a very good alternative playstyle for Mirage, where your Disco Ball of Death basically follows you around and does some really good damage. So, if you'd like to play Mirage, I'd recommend trying this one out. I have a pretty old video on my channel where I was using it, but yeah, it's really, really good still in the current patch. So probably one of the best things I have in the Nightwave store this week is Prism Guard. And that's going to be basically your weekly reset video, guys. As I said earlier, there's really not a ton of stuff to talk about as far as new things this week. So, but you've got plenty of stuff to do as well. You got that new alert, you got the Resurgence to farm. Go get that Ephemera if you want it, even though it's cash only, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just waiting for Xaku Prime on the 13th, so hopefully you guys have a great time farming that out. Let's go ahead and take a look at these invigorations. And a reminder, these are random per player per week, so you're not going to have the exact same stuff I have, probably, unless the really, really good RNG appeared. But hopefully they're actually good, so we can read these off. So, if you want to get this stuff, let's see what we got. Alright, so first for Vauban, we got Melee Critical Chance and Parkour Velocity. I hardly ever play Vauban, and this is not going to really get me incentivized to do it because, I guess, if I had him in like EDA, maybe I'd do it, but I think I have other frames in EDA. So whatever on that one. Ooh, we got a crazy good one for Octavia. Power, Strength, and Efficiency. So 200% free Power Strength and 75% efficiency, ability efficiency. Wow. She didn't really need the efficiency that badly, but sure, I'll take a bunch of extra Power Strength Octavia. Might have to play her some more this week. And the final one, we got Limbo with Jump, Resets, and Primary Crit Chance. Alright. Not going to use that one. So, got good, one basically good one. And again, if you want to get this stuff, get the rank 3 with the, or actually it's rank 5 with the Deimos Necrolisk Syndicate and buy it from Sun NPC, or you can buy it in the market for 300 plat to just get this stuff unlocked. So, if you guys found that video fun and helpful, lots of loot on the way, and you guys have a great week in Warframe. Take it easy. Peace.